Yeah.
Because you've still got the rest of the day, haven't you?
Exactly. But again, I was rushed when I said it will be another class. Because I thought, I had it on my diary, I said 13th there will be a, to catch up basically when I miss in Greece.
Yeah.
But anyway, it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter. No, there's no rush for that, so.
Look now, see that face? It's,
Lovely.
that is, yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? It's a model basically, but
Yeah.
okay, let's start how to work on this one. It's basically, what I would say, Nina, is that that will be more to work on hair than anything, because it's, the hair is what is very, very interesting here. Is that double? Yes, double. Okay. So, hair first. You got the neck, shadow. There you go. This. Okay, let's move that down, because otherwise, if I go up here, I will not have enough space. So let's move the hair down. Let's move the chin down. Jaw. And then you have face coming up that way. Then you have the hair moving back, and then you have the bun, yes. Thank you, Nina, thank you. So got the bun here, darker, a little bit of rounded head, and the head moving that way, neck, very long neck, but again, I'm doing the face quite long to fill up the page. The neck is, it just doesn't look normal, does it? But obviously you have a model, that's why. Okay. Got the chin, and then let's see, halfway, I think at the eyes, is that part of the eye, halfway. And what I mean by halfway, maybe not even that, lower than that. So from the chin to the top of the head, the middle would be somewhere here. No, it's not halfway. It doesn't, so in this case, I will not work with halfways, because halfway would be, actually, yes, is where the eyes are, yes. See, I just was thinking, does it make sense? Yes, it does, yes. So halfway is here. Well, how do you find halfway? Without measuring here, because that's such a small image that you will have, you better do it like this. Look, 2 horizontal lines, and then middle of that. So that's where the eyes will be. And then we're in with a vertical check of that, where they're positioned is at the end of that line. So it's inside the jaw. So vertical check, eyes are ear, eyebrow, looking away, nose, moving upwards, tilt of the nose, and then lip. No, that's too, it's too large, it's just exceeding too much. So lips somewhere here. Okay, and the lower lip, something like that. Okay, so far so good. And you have the eyebrow moving downwards. A little bit of a darker tonal value here. I can come later on with the putty rubber and fix that. And also create a little bit of a shadow here onto the nose. I know there is not much shadow there, but just to push the nose backwards. And emphasize the jaw here a bit more. And you have the ear, which is pretty much the same eye line there. Here. And the shadow or the darkness of her hair. A bit darker than what I was going earlier on. So emphasize that. And getting, as I said earlier on, what I think was more attractive here, more than the face, is the way that the hair appears to be, the volume of the hair here. And the neck, obviously. I think give it a little bit of a darker tone of value. I know it's not as dark, but let's see how I can make it so it seems rounded. And also that is important here. This shadow of the cheekbone, yes, that is beautiful here. Huh? Cheekbone and jaw merged together here. Again, a little bit of a shadow, more than what it is there. I'm just emphasizing it on purpose now. And create this also cheek here. And this, see, from the tear duct is a line which goes right to the mouth. So what I'm saying is that the tear duct line, it's not a line as such, I know, but I'm just emphasizing it to know what we're talking about. This one here is. And I've done the eyes a bit too big. The eyebrow also large, so I need to push it back a little bit more. Nose here, push the nose further up. Move the nostril back here. And lower part of the nose. Obviously she's not not the very tip of the nose. Not very tip. And then another charcoal, just to have a little bit more of a precision drawing here. The darkness of the eye, push eyebrow kind of moves that way. Okay, and the forehead here. There. And what will make the face look turned on her left is that you see this one here, because even on me it doesn't look as much. So what I need to do is basically move that lower part, make it wider, yes. See, as you go along, you see why it's not looking turned. And these are the issues. And that needs to be a lot larger. This area here. And see the width of that. So from the nose to the jaw, you cannot measure this way, but you can measure it that way, or even that way. So from the nose to the jaw, from the nose to the ear, or jaw, let's say jaw, the end of the jaw here. It's from the top of the head, or, okay, eye to the chin. So that area should be from the eye to the chin. Seems to be okay. Let's carry on with that then. And the neck needs to go a little bit further that way. Yes, and that way. So should move this and then darken that. Darker. Darker. And darker here. Okay, now that has gone way too dark. Softening these, softening the edges. And do you want to have a sip? Do you want to sip, Nina?
No, thanks. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, and then these just lower that where the bun is, that L shape. Yeah, it's there. Okay. Lower here. And give it a swipe of darks because it's all dark. And obviously it needs to come a lot darker than that. That is, yeah, that must be healed up. Okay. Thank you, Nina. Here we are again. Let's work a little bit onto the nose. Bring it a little bit more rounded here. Upper lip, moving, bend it upwards. The lower lip, a little bit further out. Lower lip further out. And cut a little shadow here. Create that fleshiness. And more rounded right here at the top. Then you have ear, which moves down a bit with a kind of a shadow here. There we are. Shadow. And cut the hair a little bit more on the top. Create these soft lines of hair around here. The eyebrow moves forward a little bit more. And it just jumps out and in again. In and out, so quite a dark eyebrow. Light on the top of the eyelid. There. And you got the cheekbone moving forward, and that creates more of the turn of the head. Bun, darker shadow, substantially dark. Also this all dark around here, darker than what it is at the moment. Sorry about that. And soften this shadow of the flesh. Some softer lines, soft hairs. darkening the front part of the background, so that creates a line of the forehead. And also I can add it a little bit here, although there's not much going on there, but that creates a different plane of the head. I can keep the nose a little bit lighter than what I have here at the moment. Turn of the lower lip, upper lip, there. And what I need to do better here is the neck goes as far as it goes here, vertical line down there, is the shadow of the jaw. Softer. And give the chin a little bit more of a prominence by doing that, by turning it around here. Kind of a light, reflected light here. And lighter all this area. It's a very, very soft shadow here. See, I don't want to use Putty Rubber because the Putty Rubber will be very bright here. So finger work is better. And maybe a bit of Putty Rubber, but just about. That way. All right. Eyebrow, forehead, working on the eyelid, darkening it a little bit more, push those darks forward, keep the eyelid there, pupil, give the nostril a little bit more of a prominence, darker. I'm going to give her a little bit more of a cheerful expression just by pushing the end of the lip upwards. That way. emphasis on this one a little bit more. Yeah, give her a bit more of a chin again. As she's turned towards her left, then the chin becomes more visible. Again, I've, to be honest, I've overemphasized this one. There. And rounder right here. Often expressive. So just move the eyebrow right, low, a bit lower there, that's it. A bit more of an expression. And then leave that open like that. Do not cut that there. So that shadow that I've just added here, which is the background, I can give it a go and do some shadow here. And that will differentiate the nose from the background. I know it's not there, but it's helping me with my drawing. So I can utilize that technique and give it a little bit more of a turn of a nose. Can I give him some highlight here on the eye? Why not? Eyelid, eyeball, lighter than what it is at the moment. Push it round there. Okay. Some highlights with the putty, and that lights up the hair as well, which is good. A bit further back, the hairline, as in here. Back there, and pushes the head even more backwards, which is good. Cut a little bit more here. And how about darkening this side of her neck? That gives a nice shadow here. Not only makes the neck thicker, but also creates a beautiful shadow at the back here. It's art, so I'm emphasizing those dark lines, although they're not there, and I know, but it's drawing. It's an art form. So I'm doing a bit of an artistic license here. Just emphasize things that you like most, basically. Well. much to go with that. Where to stop? Basically, one of the ways to know where to stop is that you see that it's not improving, it's getting actually worse. So, what I'll do, I let it for a while, I will spray it, then add a few darks afterwards. You've heard that cheerful expression. Darkening the filtrum, but obviously not too dark because you don't want to look like a moustache, so you don't want to do that. A bit more lighter here. Lighter on that area. Bit more of an angle here, angular shape. How about I try a little bit of background noise here? Just to tell you that, look, we can add some background instead of adding a shadow there, a line, sorry. Then right there, you can replace the line with a shadow, with a background shadow. That's a bit strong. So, see those things, those dots, they're unpredictable. They're not unpredictable. You don't know when they're happening and why they're happening. Obviously, it's because it's probably I've used the putty rubber there, and the putty rubber just left a mark. And that is what it is. It's just when you use again putty rubber, then the mark is still there. Okay, people. So I'll leave it, spray it, and then come back. Do more of a cheekbone light, right here. And softer. Lose that line there. Maybe add some more here. Right. Right there. Alright, I'll spray it as I said, and then leave it, and then come back. Dark lines, but then merge them with the rest of the shadow. Right, I'll leave it and then come back in a while. Hey, you're back again. Now what I need to fix here, because the head, as the head is turned, I need to fix here the mouth. So that lip is a lot more visibly, it's a lot more, well, wider, because we've seen it from below, and the lip underneath is less so. And bring that dark shadow right here. Use the chin lighter here, light as I said here, and that light which comes through the earlobe down here. And you have hair. There. Emphasis on this a little bit more. The ears a bit further back, this way. Darker hair here. Hair coming through. Loose hair. Loose hair here. Thinner, thinner, lighter. And what I can do here, especially to give a little bit more of a highlight on the eyes, give her a little bit of a shine on the eye here. Although I know that will be hard to see. Eyebrow, further there, inwards there. Lighter on the nostril, just lighter here, and then cheekbone, sorry, cheek, not cheekbone, cheek, oh, mouth, and then you have some highlights of the lower lip. And an inwards shape for the lip here. And I can even lose that part of the nose, the tip of the nose, and blend it with the background. You don't have to do it, but it's just something that we can utilize it for, to make the drawing a little bit more interesting. That could be a little bit lighter here on that side of the nose there. And also as I move the ear inwards, I need to emphasize that a bit more there as well. Larger ear, wider, not larger, wider. And the earlobe. And a little bit lighter here. Lighter here. And that will give me, as she's moving backwards, you see more of the cheek. So she could be a little bit lighter. And cheek, that rounded part here, also a little bit lighter. There. All right. Now, what I could use here could be a little bit of I can use a little bit of brush. There. And also a bit of a brush. And get rid of this dark edge here. Do you remember what I said that was charcoal, white chalk? Oh, that's not working. Oh, okay. Alright, so I need probably pastel. Yeah, the pastel works. Here we are, okay. A bit lighter there. Alright. And lighter here as well. Right at the tip of the chip. Okay. Now, as I said earlier on, use a little bit of brush. And let's see what I can achieve with the brush here. So get some dust from the charcoal. Dust from the charcoal. So I can create some dust here. And then take the brush and use it down here. That'll create kind of a squarish, square shapes. Darker. Soften that, and then soften that right out there. I don't need that light there, although there is light on the original image, but I just don't need that. And you can actually blur the whole thing. It's not there, I know, but I think I can get away with that by blurring it and creating a little bit more of a kind of like an organic shape there. Okay. Could do the same here. More. And create some dust. My charcoal. And here as well. Softer line. There. That creates more of a, again, more of an organic feel to it. And bring that highlight a little bit more here. And the eyelid. Lighter right here. There. Lighter here as well. kind of more of a, trying to create some more open mouth here, but I don't necessarily need it, but it would be an added bonus if I can manage to create kind of a more of an open lower lip, more of an open mouth. Yes, there. All right, and a bit more soft those edges and those darks here. There. And that's a little bit softer too. But then I can cut that, come back and lighten up a little bit more. There. Here we are. All right, let's spray it, and then I'll give it another go with some more darks around it. For a few seconds, and coming back, and as I said at the beginning, I really like how the hair looks. I'll insist a little bit more on the hair. Dark, especially around the ear. Obviously some hair going through on the other side of the head. Couldn't be too strong with this. There's no need to do them, but just for illustration. Get as close as we can to the original image. Darker here as well, coming in. Okay. Eyelid. Insisting a little bit more on the eyelid. Okay. And lighter right at the ear here. So going to be too dark here, especially around the ear, on this area. A bit of a shadow around the ear as well. Okay. loads of dense hair. Okay. Some highlights. Softer edges, break the edges, let them loose, so that connects with this side of the painting. I mean drawing. And lighter than what it is there. That's my version of it. Makes it more atmospheric. Okay. All right. And why not break that as well? Although it's too dark on me, darker than what it is there. Actually, it's dark there as well. Well, let's give her a little bit more of a hint darker, a little bit more of a darker tonal value here. The brush, the brush, and push it upwards. Okie dokie. And a little bit of that dark, moving it down here. All right. Yes, I need to work on that. So that's my, and that's a choice that I'm doing here. You don't have to do it or to go as dark, but I think it reveals something beautiful here. All right, and that shadow of the nostril, that nostril here could be a little bit less visible and more of a dark tonal value around here. And I can extend, oh, charcoal gone. Okay, extending that dark here, charcoal. Obviously don't want to leave as much hair here, but I think a little bit more than that. It's justified. Soften this. You cannot leave it as dark as that because otherwise it creates like a sharp edged, which is not needed there. And furthermore, I was trying to do it earlier on, I just want to give it a little bit more of a different feel to it, kind of a modern look, brush stroke, or Well, it is a brush, but it's a drawing, obviously. Give it more of a modern look to it. And that a little bit darker than this. Slightly darker. There. All right. Okay. Well, I think there's not much to be done, to be honest. I mean, I can stay another 10 hours in there, dark and dark and dark, and make it a lot darker, as I would love to do. But to be honest, there's so many things to be done. That is good enough. Alright, now where's the pastel, the white pastel? Coming back to the ear, just getting it a little bit lighter than what it is now, and let it go. Now the problem is that I've sprayed it, so it's very hard for me to get those lights back. But using pastel is a little bit better. I know I shouldn't use it. As in, why I shouldn't use it? Because I should be aware of all these things coming through and where to put light, where to put middle tones, where to keep it light. But obviously I was in a rush. I know it's not justification, but sometimes you just cannot manage, so you have to do it quickly, and then obviously that's what it is. So, and then a little bit of that highlight here on the hair. I know I'm overdoing it. Honestly, sometimes you can just have fun. Alright. Careful, you don't want grey hair on her. That's a shine of her black hair. Alright, and then cut it here. A little bit more shadow. Should I use that earlobe, a little bit more of a rounded form here? Why not? There. Ah, that's too big. That is too big. Okay, let's go back. I mean, too wide. There. And create with putty rubber, charcoal, willow charcoal. That's good enough. And then restrict that already. Is an earring there? No. I can actually do a earring there, why not? Something like that. Just get the moustache out. Did I say moustache? Well, yeah, it looks like a bit of moustache. So get it out. And some Mono Zero. Where's that Mono Zero? I cannot find it. Without the Mono Zero, it's just basically putty rubber. Make her a little bit happier. I'll leave it at that. What's the date today? Date is 15th. 15th. Oh, 6.